Hello, good morning. Happy Tuesday, my writers. Happy Tuesday. Woo. Um, Happy 11th of February, Tuesday. It is still the beginning of the week. Um, you know what time it is. So every week I am going live very briefly on Facebook, Ready Writer Services Facebook page, and YouTube, Ready Writer Services. One of the biggest things on my heart is always to help people to not just write their books, but really alleviate some of the overwhelm that comes with writing. So I always say, and I've been doing this for some time, but I always say the two hardest things about when you're on this journey of writing your book, it's always the writing part and then the marketing part, right? Because you have to put yourself out there. So the writing piece is really internal. It's an internal process, and it's challenging. It really is a challenge. So I always love helping people and alleviating that overwhelm that you can feel when you're starting off and you're writing and you have all these ideas and you don't know what to do with them or you don't know where to go. And, all of that is valid. All of that is valid. So my hope is that every week as I come in and I'm live and just, answering any questions or getting questions, through Messenger or email, I really hope that this helps. So if you're watching and you think it's helpful, definitely share. Again, I'm Giselle Quintanilla, and I'm the owner of Ready Writer Services LLC. I have been helping people write their books, edit their books, do the interior book design, and publish, since 2018, and it's been a privilege. So let's get right into it, right? Because I always say I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So let's talk about very briefly. I had somebody tell me, that they had all of these ideas for their books. And, when you have these ideas and or even if you have one idea and you're like, where do I start? What do I do? Right? I have all these different things that are going through my mind, these thoughts. How do I really sift through them? How do I really organize them? And again, it could be that you have several book ideas. It could be that you have several ideas within one book. One of my favorite activities that really, really does help, and there's several ways to do it, is brainstorming. Brainstorming sessions are truly a gift. And, our minds are so powerful. We have the ability to really allow our thoughts to slow down, right? And that's always my prayer is like, slow down my thoughts, God. But, we do have that capability. Our minds are very powerful. And what I love is, God gave us that ability to be able to put things in our imagination, right? To paint on the canvas of our imagination. So that's the reason why I love books. But anyway, so brainstorming is a really good method of putting those thoughts and those ideas in one central place to organize and to kind of think through and navigate your next steps, right? So there's different ways to brainstorm. And I do suggest that if you are writing a book, if you're going to start writing a book, or if you've already started, that you do some brainstorming sessions because it's going to help you. And, it's going to help you align your thoughts with where your message is going, with what you want to do, where you want to go, speaking to your audience, all of those things. So a couple of things. I love brainstorming when people say, I don't have a title for my book, or I don't know how to develop chapter titles, anything that you really need for your book, brainstorming is great. There's a couple ways to do it. So one of my favorites is I like to sit and have a blank piece of paper. And in the middle of that blank piece of paper, I will write what the message is of my book, right? Or, what my idea is, or what the title is if you have the title. And then circle it and draw lines coming out of that center piece, right? So that center circle has the main idea of your book, or it has the title of your book, or maybe it has, whatever the message is. And around it, write all your other thoughts that go with it. Everything that relates to that middle part, that core, that foundation of your book. Write all the ideas. This is really good for coming up with a title, because you can literally in the center put, okay, my book is about, my book is about emotional trauma, right? And so now all around it, you write all the words that relate to emotional trauma, right? It could be pain. It could be devastation. It could be hurt. It could be, if your emotional trauma came from childhood, right? You can write childhood on there, like write everything that relates to that one center idea. And then just visualize it, meditate on it, think on it, and really develop, what it is that you're going with, what you want to go with, whether it's your title, whether it's the main idea, what you're thinking about. And here's the other thing, right? So this is a great way to think, to actually think. I get the whole, and I am going to get into at some point during these Quick Tip Tuesdays, I am going to get into AI. I am going to get into ChatGPT because I use it. So, but as much as I love AI, I use AI, I should say, as much as I use AI and I, do use ChatGPT, this brainstorming, it really helps develop in you some thoughts and downloads that are not replicated, that don't come from previous, information that's already out there. And, and I think it's a really great way to just allow your imagination to do what God created it to do. All right, so that's one way to brainstorm. Then the second way you can brainstorm, which I like this too, is post it. And I don't know if y'all have you follow me, I've posted a couple times pictures of my wall that has a bunch of Post-it notes. And those are the things I'm working on. So you can do that too. You can do different color Post-it notes. And, at the top, the very top, the first Post-it note is maybe the title of your book. Or maybe, again, it's the message, right? Or maybe it's the audience, who you're reaching. And then from there, other Post-its underneath or around it, it's what do you want to say, right? What do you want to tell your audience if it's about your audience? If your top Post-it note is your title, what relates to your title? Again, writing those words on Post-it notes and putting them on your wall. If your top Post-it note is your message, what relates to your message? What do you want to convey? What do you want your reader to get out of it? So I think that these activities, again, they really spark up your thoughts, and it allows for the creativity inside you to flow, because we were created to create. So I really enjoy brainstorming. I suggest that you take that time to definitely brainstorm as well. All right. Brainstorming is a great tool when you're starting to write your book, so that you can get your thoughts out there and then you can organize them onto your document. All right, so that's what I had. That was my quick tip. It is very quick. I hope you enjoyed this. If this was helpful, please definitely share or comment. I'd love to hear other brainstorming methods as well. So if you brainstorm and you do it another way, definitely put that in the comments. Let people know what works for you when you're brainstorming. All right, y'all. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you are being productive and getting everything done that you said you would get done. So until next week, because next week I'll be back, same time, same bad channel, with some more tips that I hope help if you are on a writing journey. And until then, though, you know what I say. Happy writing.